Hey, how's it going, guys? Killer Camp here, and today in this video I'm going to be going over the add-ons and macros that I use in PvP. Now, when it comes to PvP, keep in mind it is extremely fast-paced, so you're going to want to use add-ons and macros that increase your overall awareness and reaction time. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so getting straight into this, we're going to be starting off with one of my favorite PvP add-ons, and that's going to be PvP Sound. Now what this add-on is actually going to do, it's going to help notify you of what's happening in the battleground while you're in the battleground. So for example, let's say we're in Warsong Gulch, it's going to tell you when the enemy picks up the flag, when the enemy has dropped the flag, and it's just going to help really ensure that you're really being a team player. And it also plays some super badass sound effects whenever you land a killing blow. So let's actually see this add-on in action. Alright guys, so now moving on to the next add-ons we're going to be discussing in the video, and that's first going to be Nameplate cooldowns and Kui Nameplates. Now what Nameplate cooldowns will actually do is pretty much just going to bring up the cooldowns used by the enemy and the nameplate above them, and that is greatly going to increase your overall awareness and reaction time to when enemies are using CDs. So that way you can most effectively mitigate the effectiveness of their CDs, which will increase your survivability in PvP and just make you an overall better PvPer. So to demonstrate, I'm actually going to duel this warrior here. Now he's just like laying on the ground. Alright, so once he actually accepts the duel, you can actually see all the CDs that he uses. So let's see here. He's going to charge me, and it actually tells me his charge has 15 seconds on CD. He used Stormbolt, it has 30 seconds. He's popping Burst, and I know, okay, I need to get the fuck out of there. So that is what Nameplate cooldowns does. Now moving on to Kui Nameplates. As you can see in the middle of my screen, there's a bar that's telling me my health and the resources. I use Maelstrom, so if you're a warrior, it will tell you Fury, or depending on whatever resources your class uses. But this is pretty much ensuring that the focus of my character is in the center part of the screen. In PvP, you never really want to look up in the upper left hand or right hand corner, because that is taken away from the central focus of what is happening on screen, which is going to be right here. So consolidate everything to where it's in the middle part of the screen, and you will greatly increase your character's effectiveness in PvP, making you a better PvPer. Alright guys, so now moving on to the next add-on we're going to be discussing, and that's going to be Battleground Targets. Now Battleground Targets currently, unfortunately, is not working, but there is a small hotfix that you guys can do to ensure it works 99.9% of the times. So I'll actually be leaving that down in the description, so be sure to check it out. Now let's move on to what Battleground Targets actually does for you. It's pretty much going to make a miniaturized window of the enemy team's makeup. So once you join a battleground, it's going to tell you their class and their specs. So right here we have a Restoration Shaman, Protection Tank, and I can see like their spell heavy cleave, so I know I should spec accordingly to be able to counter casters most effectively with my shaman or whatever class I'm playing at the time. Now it will also tell you exactly which person on the team is carrying the cart. If you're in the Deep Wind, it will tell you who has an orb if you're in Temple, and it'll also tell you who's carrying the flag if you're in Warsong Gulch. And it's also going to tell you how many of your teammates are selecting the current target you're selecting. So right here, it tells me 6 people are targeting this rogue. It will tell me, okay, there's 7 people targeting this warlock, so I know which target I should get on and expect to actually die, because most of my teammates are targeting that particular person at the time. So let's actually get into a quick clip of exactly what all the add-ons I discussed previously looks like when they're all just merged together. And this was actually a game from one of the what was it called? One of the brawls that we had done recently, the Warsong Gulch brawl. So it was pretty hectic with all the flags, but this add-on made it a lot easier, and all the other add-ons I discussed. So let's check that out.
Red flag dropped. Red flag returned. Red flag dropped. Red flag taken. Blue taken. Red flag dropped. Red flag taken. Red flag taken. Red flag dropped. Red flag returned.
Now the following add-ons I'm going to discuss will be used primarily in arenas, alright? And that's going to be Gladius and Omnibar. Omnibar is actually what you see in front of you right now, and what this is going to do, it's pretty much just going to track all the kicks on the enemy team when you join arenas. So you know, like if you've actually successfully juked a kick, because it's actually really hard to kind of just tell just looking only off the animations, right? So this will just track all the kicks that are happening, and then you know when you will be able to land a cast without being interrupted. So really do recommend that you guys use Omnibar, alright? Now Gladius, I can't bring up the side panel view of it right now, but I'll actually be showing you guys a clip of where I use Gladius and Omnibar to pretty much this prone face. So with Gladius, what it's going to do, it's actually going to be a DR tracker. It's going to also be a trinket tracker as well. So it'll tell you when the enemy has used their trinkets, how much longer is remaining on their trinkets, and all their DRs on the current target, so you know how long your CC will actually last on that target, alright? So let's get into some clips of those. He's like almost in. Awesome.
Okay. When is trap off?
So much damage.
Okay, trapping.
They're all gonna get caps on his life swap.
Just take priest.
Yeah, he's caps done. DR hexing
Maybe hex
off your
hat.
trap.
Okay, really good. Kick priest on VT.
I have healers next cast out of this.
Nice.
Alright guys, so moving on to the final part of the video, we're going to be discussing macros, alright? Now I'm going to be focusing on 4 different types of macros and exactly when you should be using each specific type, alright? And the strengths and drawbacks of each type of macros. So first off, we have target focus macros, alright? Now as the name suggests, all you have to do is set focus, and the macro will cast that specific ability to the focus target, alright? So let's say I'm attacking an enemy over here, right? And I see a healer is about to heal the person I'm trying to kill. All I have to do is use that focus macro, and it will actually interrupt the target I have set as my focus. So this is really great if you're doing like 2 versus 2 and things like that. But the drawback to this macro is that if there are multiple targets and you want to interrupt, like let's say I wanted to interrupt this guy, I don't have a macro set for it, right? So in situations like that, I would say it's actually going to be a little bit better to use arena macros. Now what arena macros will do is pretty much it will, whenever you join an arena match, you're going to have arena 1, arena 2, and arena 3, and enemy nameplates, and it's going to correlate based on the order of what you see in the raid frames, right? And it's going to cast that specific ability on that arena target. So the first one will be arena 1, the second one arena 2, and the last one will be arena 3, and that is freaking awesome. So what it will allow you to do, let's say this target, this training dummy here is a mage, and then this one is a boomkin, right? The boomkin is casting full moon, and then the mage is casting poly. It's like, oh crap, what should I do? Which one should I stop? And then boom, I stop the full moon, right? That's what arena 1, 2, and 3 macros are going to be really good for. If you have all your enemies are casting powerful spells, and you're like, okay, I want to stop this one. So it's definitely going to be stronger using arena macros in that sense. Now moving on to the next macro, that's going to be mouse over macros. Now mouse over macros are freaking awesome because I do a lot of battlegrounds, and in battlegrounds there's so many targets, guys. There's so many targets. I wouldn't want to make like party 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it'll be freaking insane, right? So with mouse over, what it actually allows you to do is the raid frames, all you have to do is actually just mouse over it, or you can just mouse over the target on your screen, and it will cast that ability. So right now I have mouse over cleanse, and I don't even have to select this target. Actually, the shaman is helping me out, Jooms. Thank you. I don't even have to select the target, is just going to cast a spell on him. Now moving on to the final macro. Final macro is going to be party 1 macro. Now in arenas, you're going to want to use party 1, party 2, and party 3 macros. And this will pretty much make it so whenever you cast the ability, without having to actually target that player, you just cast that spell on that party member. So see now, Jooms is actually in my group right now. He's party 1. When I cast Healing Wave or Healing Surge, it's just instantly going to heal him. And I don't have to have him selected at all. It's really, really effective, guys. And those are the macros that I recommend you all use. Now I'm also going to leave in the description all the macros I discussed. And see now I'm a shaman, I already have them all preset for my fellow shamans. So all you have to do is just copy and paste it, and then you're literally inserting freaking awesomeness in your gameplay. And thank you, Jooms, and thank you, Chinchillas, for helping me out in this video. Really do appreciate it, guys. And feel free to just leave a comment saying this video helped you out in any way, shape, or form. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video. All right, guys, take care. Killer Cam out.